Hello, I'm Rainy. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this awesome little rainbow fondant topper for my daughter's birthday cake. And it's super easy to make, so stay tuned and I'll show you how I did that. If you're new to my channel, it's great to have you here today, and I really hope that you will consider subscribing. And if you're already a subscriber, then don't forget to hit that little bell notification and you'll get notified every time I post a new video. But without further ado, let's start this video. So to make this rainbow topper, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some kind of round implement, so something like a glass or a tumbler. I've used a cookie cutter, which I've just popped a bit of corn flour around it to stop it sticking, and I've got it on top of a bit of baking paper, just again to help with transporting it and to stop it sticking. All of my balls of fondant I have strengthened with CMC powder or Tylose powder, whichever you want to call it. You could use gum tragacanth, but that takes a little bit longer to dry. Or you could buy flour paste or modelling paste, which is already designed to dry hard. So basically it just helps it to set really, really firm and hard, which you need for this because you're going to want your rainbow to stand up. So to make the individual strands of the rainbow, I kneaded my fondant really well, added a little bit of glycerin just to help it become more pliable. You don't have to do this, this is optional. I then rolled it out with my fingers and then used my fondant smoother to make that strand as even as possible. And then I just curled the end up a little bit. And then to attach the individual strands of my rainbow, I just used a little bit of edible glue. And as you can see here, I wasn't overly happy with the position of my rainbow, so I just pulled them apart whilst the glue was still tacky and repositioned them into a shape that I was happier with. And that's what you can see me doing here. And then just a note about how to do the curled ends of the rainbow strand. It's really important to taper the end of your rainbow. So as you can see, I'm just rolling it out really thin towards the end and then rolling it up. So that gives you that really lovely curl, because otherwise it would be a little bit bulky. And yeah, I was obviously not happy with that end, so I pulled a little bit off and tried it a few more times until I was happy with it. And if you roll your fondant long enough, you've got lots of play with it. So if you're not happy with a piece, then you can cut a bit off the end and then try again. And really, it's just continuing this process with all of your colours. You can do as many colours as you like, as few colours as you like. It doesn't have to be according to a true rainbow. I don't think there's a pink in a true rainbow, but I wanted pink in ours because it's for my little girl. So yeah, just keep going on with that process. So once my final piece of the rainbow was in place, I then removed the cookie cutter and then took my bendy blade to cut the left-hand side of the rainbow in line with the base of the curls so that they were level. And then I just touched up any bits I wasn't happy with and then set them aside to dry. So onto the clouds then. To do the clouds, I took some white fondant which I had already strengthened with some CMC powder. I rolled lots of different size balls of fondant and then I started to arrange them into a little pattern. And once I was beginning to be happy with the pattern, I started to glue them together with some edible glue. And then I just set that one aside and repeated the process to make a cloud to go on either side of my rainbow. So once again, lots of different sizes and then just arranging them until I'm happy with them and then gluing them with the edible glue. And then once I was happy with that process, you set them aside for a minute. Now, of course, at this stage they look a little bit cartoony, so the way to make them look more like clouds is to roll out a piece of thin fondant and then cover the balls of fondant that you've just made, like so. And then I took a ball tool and used that to work into all the creases so that you could really see the pattern of the clouds, and that way they started to look a lot more like a cloud. And obviously the bottom bit doesn't really matter too much because it's going to sit on the cake, so I just folded the edges over and cut off any excess. And again, I did the same for the other side. And there you have it, 2 finished clouds ready to have your rainbow sit on top of them. So then the last step really was to decorate my rainbow, so I used some edible glitter and sprinkled a little bit of glitter all over the rainbow, and then I rolled out another piece of white fondant and cut out lots of little stars, which I then placed all over my rainbow. And this was quite useful because if you had any bits on your rainbow that you weren't happy with, I had a few bits where the fondant had started to elephant skin, and so I used those stars to kind of hide some of the imperfections on it. So here you can see all my component pieces made for my rainbow cake topper. The only other things that I did were to pop some cocktail sticks into the bottom of my rainbow before it had set. Obviously to the into the curled side you just have to be really gentle as you're pushing your cocktail stick in, and this just meant that it had a way of being able to attach through the clouds and then into the cake. I then set these pieces aside to dry for about 3 to 4 days. And obviously the longer you can leave them to dry the better, because the firmer the rainbow will be, but after 3 to 4 days my rainbow was pretty firm. And then on the day that I wanted to attach it to my cake, I had already put the clouds onto the bottom of my rainbow, so I'd already stood them into the clouds, and then I just lifted it up and stuck it onto the top of my cake using a little bit of edible glue. And as I hope you'll agree, I think it looked really stunning on the top of Lily's cake. It just really set off the whole theme. She had a rainbow birthday cake, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial for that cake next, so that will be my next video out. But yeah, I just thought it looked really gorgeous, and I hope you'll agree too. So that's all, folks. So that's it, guys, that's it for this video tutorial. I really hope that you had a go at making this really cute little topper. And of course, if you did, I would love to hear how it went. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. And don't forget that if you took any photos of your rainbow topper, then you can share them with me on Instagram, and I am Rainy S. Johnson on there, so you'll be able to find me that way. So that's it, guys. Don't forget, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!